Warning, we needed to untape our note buttons for the Amnesia Machine for Pigs review. So, before the segment, we took our courage pills. Basically, we got fucked up and hit record. Let's go.
And we're throwing some lawn chairs at Amnesia, a machine for your mother. This is from Frictional Games in the Chinese Room. It's written with the HPL Engine 2. You can pick it up on Steam for pre-order for $15.99 or buy it when it's out for $19.99. So, time for our chair explanation. We rate everything on a 4-chair metric. 1 chair means it's terrible, just take it away. Bad. 2 chairs means that it's alright, it's decent, whatever, not the greatest, not the best. 3 chairs means check it out, it's good, it's awesome, woo. And 4 chairs is shut up, take my money, it's awesome, I love it, give it to me, I want it in my face. So we also have our 4 categories
Of
Doom.
Make
Makes with the working. Does it work? Does it run? Does it run well? Shiny and sounds. How does it look? Does it sound pretty? Is it awesome? Category number 3 is controls. How well does it control? And our final subjective category, was it fun? Did you enjoy it? So, Ven, start us off. Did it work?
Well, did it work? Since I'm forced to do the 1204 32-bit minimum system requirements
Take
via
a shot.
Steam. Yes. Take a drink. Does it work? But more importantly, I would be more shocked if something from Frictional didn't. These guys have been a long supporter of all things Linux, going all the way back Penumbra series, Amnesia series. Fantastic guys, custom engine, and still Linux support. So, makes for the working. There's no other way around it. It's 4 chairs, yourself.
Oh, it works. I tested it on my AMD box and my NVIDIA box, and they both worked terrifically. So, 4 chairs for mix with the working. P-Man.
And, my calculator, it could run all the Penumbras and the previous Amnesia, and this one just ran like butter out of the box. 4 chairs for me.
That's fantastic. So that's a 4-chair total for mix with the working.
Yep.
Coming up, category number 2, shiny and sounds. Then, were your eyes and ears tickled with the light?
Shiny and sounds, man. Well, let's get it going. This is going to be a bit of a thing. Let's take a look at this. Placement video. Is this the most advanced engine? No. But it gets the job done. Unlike the point-and-click Unity game we screamed about last week, this brings atmosphere that game was lacking, but this brings it in spades. If someone on the Amnesia or the Chinese Room team doesn't have a dead body buried in their backyard, I would be terribly disappointed.
I don't think that's to be expected.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious about it. Now, we are talking about sounds. Now, sounds. As soon as you click
sounds,
new game, this hits your note button and says, nope, get away, run. But I'm not a clever man. So I continued, I'm just double checking my notes because I want to make sure I actually noped out of this game a few times just to say, oh, spooky, safe. I'll come back to it. So, for shiny and sounds, man, bam, 3 chairs, Sveng, make it happen.
You know what? The immersion is terrific. Then it's spooky. Everything is creepy. It's awesome. But like you said, it's not the most advanced engine, but it's aging fairly gracefully, so that's good. It's still good for scaring the crap out of you. So I'm gonna give that 3 chairs, just because the immersion was terrific. Soundscape was just, oh man, it fucking creeps you out.
Did you ever have a point that you noped out?
Yeah, I'm just like, oh, okay, let's like look away. Let's head in the opposite direction. That's
No,
bad.
I mean, that's something I found. That is like, even though you're playing the game, you run into particular situations like, I need to take a break.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll come back to this in a moment. Once I'm done noping.
So P-Man. Shiny and sound.
Like you guys have already mentioned, that all-important immersion, ladies and gentlemen, this game has it. And it has it by the buckets. These guys, I mean, the Chinese room, they're rookies, sort of, you know. It's their first major game. And even though they're using Frictional's engine, they rocked it. They did it stupidly well. And one advice I'll give to all y'all watching this is play the game with a headset. L.G.C called the previous Amnesia a constipation aid. I'm calling this one a paranoia facilitator, because you'll get paranoid.
The video game.
Yeah, you'll get paranoid. But yeah, for me, it gets 4 chairs because I really, even with the old engine, it looks amazing. So, good job, very good job.
Well, that averages out to 3 chairs for Shiny and Sounds. Number 3 is Control. So, Ven, were you in Control?
I'm never in control of anything, much less switching this nightmare fuel of a Linux podcast, GameCast, whatever we want to call it, on particular days that end with Y, but with Control. If you ever played Penumbra, you know what this is about, because that's something they've held, is this. A hand. If you're familiar with that, you know what you're doing. No instruction manual needed.
Yep.
Yeah, it can get a bit old, but you don't expect more of the same. That's how the engine's designed. Wasn't too many things that I had fun with. Well, I shouldn't say fun with. There was no craziness, but I think Pedro is going to address some of that. Disjointed elbows and whatnot. But I definitely have to give this a 3 chairs for the controls, because same guys. I mean, you don't walk into Chuck E. Cheese's expecting pasta.
I do, but I'm weird like that. So I think the controls fit the game really well. I mean, they're simple, intuitive, just click, drag, whatever. I'm not going to say they're shut up and take my money good, though. I mean, there's a lot of stuff you can't do that would be kind of nice, like being able to pick up guns that are on the wall and, you know, throw things. Throw more things than just the occasional chair. But yeah, still pretty good. I'm going to give it 3 chairs. Yeah. 3. Pedro.
Okay, so Ven mentioned the Penumbra series, and in Penumbra, you had a means of defending yourself. You could use the hammer and the pickaxe.
And I want to pick your brain on this one after you're done.
Yeah, you could do all that. But, I don't know, to me it always felt, you know, the striking animations when you were hitting something, it always felt like you were controlling someone with disjointed elbows. So, for my end, the lack of a means of self-defense is a plus, because you don't get to see the shortcomings of having, means of self-defense. And you said you wanted to pick my brain, Vin?
For the controls, I mean, I do remember the Penumbra days.
Mm-hmm.
And I distinctly remember the dogs.
Yes.
Or the zombie doggy thingies.
Yeah, Penumbra Overture, the very first enemy was a zombie wolf dog type thing. And you could kill it. I mostly just, dragged everything in front of the door you had to unlock. Dragged everything, and it would give me enough time to...
It's like the genesis of their category. It's like, oh, put a bunch of shit in front of the note.
They were still learning, so they had to give you a way, like...
But this is what I want to bring about. Also, J-Man. I think J-Man actually hit on the creepy part is, what if you have nothing to defend yourself with?
You run for your goddamn life, and you hide in the nearest
there
closet.
Are guns on the wall everywhere. There are objects.
Yeah, okay. So the missing.
Throw.
Yeah, that's one of the things that
you are literally surrounded by weapons that you cannot use.
Yeah, in the first Amnesia, you could literally pick everything up and throw it around or drag it around.
Pedro, pretend we were trying to wrap this up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's wrap this up, and I'll say, for me, 4 chairs. Even the bugs,
that's a big chair.
You are quite into this game.
It works. Yes, I am.
Well then.
Maths.
So that averages out to hard mathematical stuff. 3 chairs. And our final subjective category, fun.
Fun's a bit of a sticky, bad, wrong. How do I do this? Like this. Fuck this game. Fuck every team member who ever worked on it. 6 years later, you have found a new way to tape down my note button. And I just dinged your chair. Why? Cornered an NPC, his character in the game, and it did nothing except its best soul coughing impression. It needed to run around in circles. Yes, I'm actually actively trapped down, the spooky thon that we're playing. It's supposed to make you all mental. I cornered one for sport, and don't judge me.
Oh, I do nothing but judge you, Ben.
Without spoiling anything, after this particular event, which I call fail source in the AI, I shouldn't be able to do this. I shouldn't be able to hurt it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it got a bit less serious Sam on me.
I'm glad I wasn't the only one who ran into that.
But still, this was like the 2-hour in point.
Yeah.
2 hours of playing. Like, nope. Close. Go on about life. Come back. And it's like, I'll play a bit more. Nope. So, yeah. J-Ben, 3
Yeah,
times.
I had very much the same experience. Just flame it. Yeah, let's not do that. Come back.
Well, you kind of get excited about some of your accomplishments. You're like, yeah, I'm not ready for this right now.
I just love how spooky this is. Like, they do a really good job of just creeping you the fuck out. It's pretty good. After a while, I got a bit bored just because it's just spooky and nothing's really happening. And yeah, but you know what? It is really fucking scary. I kind of want to see what happens. So 3 chairs.
Okay. So this particular category is called fun. Yet there is very little to be had with this particular game. And the chairs I'm going to give out when I'm done ranting, they're not here to quantify the fun, they're here to quantify just exactly how far back my chair tilted when I was playing the game. So, like Ven said, it was, once you figure out that you can trap the monsters in a corner and they'll just run around, it gets a bit less scary, and the discomfort of having to force yourself to do something you don't want to do, because that's what this game does. It puts you in very uncomfortable situations. And, even after you learn how to trap the monsters, there's still some challenge to it, and I
think you need to point out there's no mechanism to trap monsters.
Oh yeah, it's not a mechanism per se. It's just specific parts of the map in which the AI cocks
that
up
you're exploiting.
Yeah. But even with that,
stupid robots.
True, the game got a little less scary, but even with that, I think the atmosphere is still spot on. But it is kind of obvious that the Chinese room still need a bit more experience under their belts, because the AI cock-ups and some parts of the game were dragged on for way too long. I'm not going to spoil which. I'm just going to say after the church. Yeah, you'll know what I'm talking about when you play it.
Pedro.
Yes.
Did you used to review games professionally?
I did.
Whatever happened to that
2
company?
years.
How many beers have you drank so far?
3.
I like how you didn't even
that
bother
magazine
me. Like, how many liters
closed
have
down.
you had?
Yeah, the magazine went out of business because, printed media was going down the drain. Anyways, it is still a very deserving game, when it comes to your monies. It's worth it. It's worth the $20 or 16 if you're watching this live. Because you're not. Because, Chat Realm is muted and all that. But
who wants to watch this crap live anyways?
Anyway, final thoughts at the end of the day.
3 chairs for me. Forgot to mention that.
Oh, fine. Yeah, there's your chairs.
And you might as well keep that 3-chair picture up.
You're thinking you immediately going to go back to, it's like, oh, well, last week, with this story, and it's like, that's, all right. This is the difference between Folgers and serious gourmet shit when it comes to storytelling. All right. Yeah, it had some spooky aspects last week with that Unity game, but these guys, there's... Ooh, wow. Yep, they're X-Lax, right?
X-Lax, the video game.
Kind of
it is...
what did Yahtzee say? Yeah. It's kind of brilliant. 20 quid. I'm about 2 hours in, and I wouldn't trade it for anything because they have continually. That's new.
Continually.
Continually found a new way to tape down my note button after so many years, J-Man.
Yeah. Pretty.
Did you have fun playing it, though?
You know what? It kept me interested. It's like, ooh, spooky shit's happening. There's probably going to be something that jumps out from that corner.
It's like, I'm going to pause it now.
So are they trying to fuck with me?
With
or... And there isn't anyone. It's just... And that creepy dude following you.
My first nope moment was when you're in that room with the stuffed animals, and then you turn around the corner, there's a door. There are 2 doors you can go through, and one of them you just came from, so that's the only option. So you go towards that door, and you try to open it, and holy balls. You don't actually see anything, you just hear it. It's like...
Well, that's going to wrap it up.
You know
For
what?
the
It's
review.
a desk full of teeth and glasses.